It looks like Kyle's going to be the first one to enter the cage.
You know, now, if you notice, you mentioned it's his first fight. He ran down to the cage. I can attest myself that walk down to the cage can be nerve-wracking.
Yeah, you know, tell the fans what's going through your mind, your body, the nerves, the emotions. What's going through you at that point?
Everybody processes it differently, but these guys have been here since 4 or 5:30. They've been trying to keep their nerves calm. You know, their friends, their family are coming, they're texting, they're calling them. You know, I give every one of these guys and girls a lot of credit keeping that composure, being able to breathe all the way down to the ring, but it's important to really keep that energy. And a lot of these newer guys that have never competed have never had to conserve that energy. I remember my first Tough Man fight was in 2001, and by the time I made it to the ring, I was exhausted.
And like you mentioned, families texting, friends are texting, people want tickets last minute. Yes. Unlike professionals, amateur MMA fighters have to sell themselves. They have to brand themselves, make a name for themselves. And that's just one more thing added on to being an amateur fighter. For someone who doesn't get paid to fight, there's a lot on your table.
It is a ton on the table. These guys and girls have jobs, they have families, they have all these other things, and many of them are aspiring to do it as a career. But right now, the thing for them is balance, and it's tough. I give them a lot of credit.
Yeah, and so now we're waiting for his opponent to come down, Jacob Carrigan. Jacob Carrigan was fighting at Armory 5 Element. He was also a teammate of Chris Buckley, who had a phenomenal win last time at 170, capturing the welterweight title for Cage Wars 34. But this time, Jacob Carrigan's making his MMA debut. Tell us a little bit about 5th Element, or 5 Element.
5 Element, Eric Gillette. He's got a great camp out there, out in Western New York. They run a promotion out there, but all his guys are game to fight. I've reffed a few of the fights out there at 5 Element, and these guys are always game. They're just like Dove Holmes' guys, you know. You don't know exactly what skill set they're going to bring predominantly, but they're always here to fight.
And I'm looking forward to this fight, 150-pound catch weight. When you get to these, I guess you could say middleweights, you got power, speed, strength. You got everything kind of thrown in there. What's the difference between the heavyweights, the lighter weights, and the middleweights?
You know, honestly, it usually tends to be the transition game because they are always working for something. You know, the heavyweights, you know, super heavyweights, so those guys, they take their time a little bit more. They strike heavy. These guys are fast, man. They can block a choke on before you even notice it.
You know, and here comes Jacob Carrigan, very confident looking, slamming the shit. He walks right by him.
Oh, he goes to be a sportsman.
We get a little Kyle Glasheen's fan base gives a little shout out after he walks by him.
Kyle laughed though. Kyle smiled. Good sportsmanship on his part.
Carrigan's got an Irish brass knuckles tattooed to the side of his rib cage.
Corrigan in the blue corner. Glasheen in the red corner. We got our beautiful cage girl here, round one.
We got our lovely ring girl, Michelle, strutting her stuff around the ring. Round one about to begin.
These guys, see how much more ready these two are? They're bouncing on their toes. These guys are ready to get at it.
Yeah, that is. And here it is to our ring announcer.
Five Elements bringing a crowd with them tonight.
Carrigan's 25, Glasheen's 22, both young guys.
Both real young kids.
I'm ready for the action to begin.
Me too, so are they. Here we go. They meet in the center. Oh!
Big
kick. Oh! And it goes to the ground.
A takedown right away.
There was no hesitation there.
Glasheen's in full guard right now.
Close guard. He's just neutralizing the attack. Throwing some strikes from close guard.
Now, like we said earlier, neither one of these can strike to the head. What can you do from top right here knowing you can't strike to the opponent's head?
The biggest thing is make them uncomfortable and make them give you something to take. If you can't punch them in the face, make them uncomfortable. Take their airway away from them. Make them give you an arm. Give them something.
Right now, Glasheen's been throwing the shots to the rib cage of Carrigan.
That's because Carrigan's, he had that arm around the neck. He was trying to choke from guard. It isn't going to work, but.
How much trouble is Carrigan in right now with his arm stuck like that?
He's really not in that much trouble. He should be able to get his arm across. Oh, now he's in trouble. Full mount, nice reversal. Now, let's see if he can take his time and sink his hips in. Corrigan's doing a good job trying to get to that hip, trying to buck.
Glasheen's
Kyle's
on
keeping
top,
his
Carrigan's
composure.
on bottom.
He's trying to lock that head. He's going to try to roll him. Oh, he's trying for a choke, but not a good angle. He's not going to hit that carotid artery.
Now, as the man on bottom right here, as Glasheen's on top, what can Carrigan do with this? Just kind of freeze him and hope to get stood up?
Yeah, Corrigan was hoping to hit a choke or get stood up, exactly. He's doing a smart thing. There he goes, but he's giving it up. That's not a good position for that guillotine, though. He doesn't have it locked in.
These amateur guys showing us their youth, leaving his neck out and leaving his head hanging.
But he did a great job. You know, he didn't sink that hand in.
A couple of reversals so far in the first round between Glasheen and Carrigan. Carrigan's on top, landing some body shots.
Now, one of the things you'll notice is Glasheen is not opening his guard. Closed guard is good, but you're very limited in what you can do. So that's telling you he's not going to be very offensive from that position. And he goes to half guard, rolls him. Nice job by Glasheen.
Juco BJJ on bottom.
No, now he's on top.
Oh, excuse me, he's on top. What can he do from on top from that position? Right now he's in a half guard.
I mean, you know, if you can't go ground and pound to the face, you're going to want to get side mount. Half mount and half guard is great if you can ground and pound to the face. He's trying to isolate an arm, trying to isolate the left arm of Corrigan, and Corrigan reverses it. Oh, nice job.
Carrigan's back on top. Let me tell you, these two fighters have been rolling around, but they haven't stopped.
No.
Both continue to move.
No. Now, if you look, Glasheen has that outside of that arm like that. There's not much he can do with that. He should get an underhook and try to roll. There we go. See, again, notice that closed guard. He's very limited in what he can do there.
How much is pressure
seconds.
crucial in this point?
For who?
For the top guy, by leaning forward, pushing forward.
You know, you have to make them uncomfortable. If they got that closed guard, you have to make them uncomfortable.
A great round by Carrigan and Glasheen. After that round, before all the reversals, I don't know how the judge is going to judge that round. There was a lot of action.
That was very difficult. As somebody who's judged these cards, that is a tough one to judge because you've got to measure effective striking, effective grappling, and cage control, and both of them were, although three of those pretty even.
How much is Carrigan's takedown going to weigh in that decision for the refs?
I honestly think that it probably should weigh for him because the transitions were pretty much equal. The ground was pretty much equal. The striking was almost non-existent in that first round.
Yeah, there were a lot of transitions, like we mentioned earlier in the commentary, going back and forth. Carrigan's not even sitting down. He's standing up. He's ready to rock and roll. He's not even waiting.
Well, you know, a lot of coaches now are prescribing to the fact that they'd rather have their fighter stand because it's not constricting the airway. There are a lot of arguments
get the
with
lungs
that.
open up, don't burn them
Yes.
out. Open up your airway, exactly.
A lot of these guys train, and when they do their sparring, they don't sit down in between rounds. And if you look, Kyle's breathing through his mouth. That was a tough round for him. Corrigan looks pretty ready.
Great first round of action. This is round number 2 of Cage Wars 35. Kyle Glasheen and Jacob Carrigan going at it.
In the middle, they touch gloves this time. Here we go, leg kick, followed by right hand by Corrigan. To me, it looks...
Carrigan's pushing
Yep,
forward.
no,
Another
nice.
takedown by Glasheen.
Now let's see what he can do with it, though. Can he pass that half guard and get into a dominant position?
And there he goes, right to side control.
Good job. Now look, though, he's getting high. Yeah, but he's going to roll into him. He's going to roll into him. Yep.
There.
Wow, great job. This
These
is a
two
hell
guys
of a
are going
fight.
at it.
This is a hell of a fight.
Both making their MMA debut. Cage Wars 35.
Kyle's doing a good job keeping his composure. He's got to get them hips low and sink them low.
The crowd starting to chant Kyle Glasheen's name. He's in full mount. What does it look like? Right now it looks like he's trying to push an arm.
He
maybe
looks
go
like he's
for an
trying to go
arm bar.
isolate an arm for an arm bar. See, but he missed it. Corrigan now took advantage of that,
loose.
back to the feet.
We're standing up. Though Carrigan's not discouraged, he goes right at it and lands a big right.
Yeah, Kyle's looking a little bit tired. He's kind of getting his composure right now. Good job with that takedown, though. Great job
Big
over
outside
under.
Trip. Now, when he went for that armbar before, he looked very loose and like not real tight. As a wrestler, you know, hips to the body, tighter control.
Yes.
What does he have? What kind of adjustments does he need to do to make that happen?
He's got to sink his hips and his body directly onto his opponent and put as much pressure on his chest as possible. He was too far away to pull off that armbar. But again, that goes to show that inexperience in that 0-0 fighter. Nice reversal. Carrigan on top.
Back on top, but it looks like his arm is stuck. His left arm is trapped between the left leg and his body of Glasheen. It's not a spot I want my arm, but
he got it out.
Fighting with that right arm.
Yep, he got it out. And again, if you notice, he's still working that closed guard. So again, that goes to show a little bit of inexperience there, because a lot of the upper level guys like the open guard because it affords them a lot more opportunities.
Carrigan's applying pressure from the top.
He's trying to step over that right knee of Glasheen, trying to assume a more dominant position. Glasheen's doing a good job keeping him in the closed guard.
The two fighters who've never fought before, the action has not stopped on the bottom, and they've done a phenomenal job of keeping away from the head, knowing that you can't strike the head.
Yes. Yes, they've both done a very good job with that. But I will tell you that if they were able to strike to the head, that closed guard wouldn't be nearly as beneficial for Kyle as it is right now.
This would be a different fight.
Yes.
It would be an interesting fight. You know, this is a fight I want to see in advanced rules.
Yes.
Great matchup here for both making their MMA debut. Carrigan at a 5 element, 25 years old. At
30 seconds left. Let's see who can steal this round, because again, another kind of even round here. Glasheen at the advance in takedowns. Corrigan's trying to end it strong at the ground and pound of the belly.
So at the end of 2 rounds, one takedown apiece. You know, the reversals are back and forth. They're hard to keep track of. Strikes are all over the place. You know, this is a tough one for the judges to score.
You know, I would give the second round to Kyle. You know,
okay.
Just because he had the couple extra takedowns. Again, the striking was kind of even, but he had the edge on the effective grappling. So I think this is a 1-1 here.
1-1, all right. You know, I like that. That sounds about right to me. One takedown apiece in each round. And then, you know, the control. Third round's going to decide this fight.
Yes.
Kyle's crowd and the fans are chanting his name loud and proud.
And they both look ready. You know, Kyle actually looks more rested in the third, in between the second and third round than he did in the first and second round. That goes back to that whole adrenaline dump thing.
How much does that play a factor for a guy who's first-time fighter?
Everybody's different, but no matter who you are, it's going to play a factor, period.
Cage is closed and we're ready to rock and roll. Carrigan and Glasheen going to the third round.
Round 3, let's see who wants it. Touch gloves in the center. Oh, takedown.
Big takedown by Carrigan.
Right into half mount.
Now, how much was that? You know, those strikes by Glasheen with a little bit of tiredness, kind of very to his side. It was like almost like hanging on one foot throwing those strikes.
Yeah, it was a pretty tired strike. I mean, I don't know if I would have advised him even throwing that. If you're going to throw those strikes, throw them with some commitment.
Like I know it looked like he appeared as if he wanted the head movement, get his head to the side, but he just went too far to the side, and Carrigan took advantage
Couldn't
of it.
produce power, and Corrigan took advantage of it. Great job by him. So now, if you look, he's going for that neck, but he doesn't have a good angle on that, especially being a full guard, being the shorter fighter.
Carrigan just grabs his arm and isolates his left arm. Glasheen's using his right arm to land some body shots.
Now, I mean, you know, it's not bad to have the head behind, or the arm behind the head, but, I mean, I'd be putting that form right in his throat, making him uncomfortable. If I can't punch you in the face, I'm going to make you uncomfortable.
Glasheen takes over in full mount after a reversal from bottom.
Corrigan's flat on his back, just trying to basically stall the action here. He's going to try high buck, get to that left hip, right hip.
Glasheen appears to have him in a pretty good spot right now.
His hips are a little high, though.
Laying some body shots to the sternum. Smothering his head right now. Top is Glasheen.
I'll tell you what, this isn't good for Corrigan, though, because he's, you know, Glasheen's keeping control of this round. If this round ended right now, it'd be Kyle's round.
Yeah, I would agree. He's had most time in control in the third round. Big shot to the body right there. And he's been more effective when on top. these shots are going to pay dividends in the end when it comes to the scoring by the judges, because this is going to go to the scorecards.
Yeah, and right now Carrigan is more on the ground just trying to defend the strikes as opposed to making something happen. He's content being on his back, unfortunately.
See if maybe there's another reversal inside Carrigan. Glasheen on top is doing a phenomenal job of keeping a wide base.
Now Carrigan's trying to get that left knee out right now. But he's locked onto that neck. There's not going to be much he can do there except stall that action. He's not going to apply a choke there effectively.
A couple of shots by Glasheen from top. His time is ticking down. Any second now, the 10-second warning is going to come.
30 seconds left. He's got to make something happen. He turns and see if he can do something with it. He's got an arm and a neck. I don't think he can finish it this way.
Nice attempt and a reversal, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
Round, that's it. End of the round.
And that's the final 3 rounds, ladies and gentlemen, whether it's a title fight or not. 3 rounds, great fight by the 2 fighters. Round of applause for the 2 of them. No doubt, great competition, but I'm going to have to agree with you. I'm going to say Glasheen took 2 rounds to 1 after that big 3rd round.
Yep.
Didn't get the takedown, but he had the reversal on no pain, no gain tattooed on Carrigan's kneecap. But you know what? He just didn't have it in the 3rd round to get it done.
Now, again, his grappling was not as effective. It was more to try to stall that action and get it back to the feet or get it in a better position.
So now we're just waiting for the official decision. Carrigan from 5 Element, Elmira, 25 years old. Glasheen from Clifton Park, New York.
Jucal, BJJ, and G-Box, yep.
G-Box, 22 years old. Both young fighters, both at first debut, their amateur MMA debut, career. They got bright careers ahead of them. Win or lose, draw, bright career ahead of them.
For their first fight, they both did a great job of keeping the composure after that first round. Good sportsmanship.
Let's be honest, they did what the fans wanted. They left it out there. That was an entertaining fight. A lot of people would complain that the fight's on the ground because they don't like grappling or whatever it may be. They want the big knockout. But let's be honest, these 2 fighters continued the output and volume throughout all 3 rounds.
The big thing is, especially as a striker by nature, I hate the lay and pray, and neither one of these guys laid and prayed.
100% agreement. 0 lay and pray. Both kept moving. As the referee from the USMTA, the third-party sanctioning body of New York, is going to bring them into the center for the official decision by our ring announcer, Ryan Pearson. Glasheen grabs the win with unanimous decision, 29-28, 29-28, and 30-27. Big win for Glasheen out of G-Box.